Hey, Axel Hawkinson. Welcome to the student tier of Sir Swag Academy. Thank you so much. Make sure to check out the Sir Swag Academy Discord server and see what other great perks you have access to on the student tier. I'm pretty sure you get the exclusive wallpapers as well.
Dude, watch me shitpost live in the general chat.
Who's afraid of red, yellow, and blue?
I ain't afraid
of
anyone know this?
Be afraid of fucking Tyler's hands here in a minute.
Yeah, but Tyler will kill him in a bit. He'll have him. We'll get there.
Yeah, we have time.
Also, I want people. I just remembered what I was doing when I made this presentation, and I want to warn you that there's going to be a lot of weirdly art-themed Ghostbuster lyric puns in this presentation.
I expect nothing less.
That old, huh?
Yeah. I'm afraid of no ghost. If you were just, you know what? I'm just gonna go to the next slide. So, fuck me. Okay.
God damn it.
This is a jump scare for me as well. So, all right, who you gonna scroll? So who's afraid of red, yellow, and blue is on its surface? Yeah, simple. You'll see the picture in a moment.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I know. I'm setting up the context, the base that you'll get. It's just kind of a very influential piece of modern minimalist art. I think abstract expressionism is technically what it is, but people hear modern minimalist and modern and be like, I get what it is. The main issue is that it's culturally significant because it's inspired a lot of violence for some reason. People have got angry viscerally, to the point of physical acts of violence. 3 times there was attempted violence, mainly against art, potentially against people.
Is it really violence if it's against art, though? Like, no one got arrested for eating that banana.
There was an arrest. There was actually a full arrest. We'll get. There's been a lot. 4 times. Yeah, there is a lot. Yeah, a $125 million lawsuit, but. Yeah, this painting has caused a lot of strife in the community. Well, kind of, you'll see. We'll get there. But who are you gonna scroll? Who's afraid of red, yellow, blue? This is the painting in question. All right. So here's some context on the side. It's just he came up with an idea. He was like, if anyone knows of Mondrian, Peter Mondrian, any of you know that guy?
No.
Yeah, me and him used to get drinks at the bar every night.
Okay, all right, motherfuckers.
Was he Italian?
I mean, Jesus.
So, has anyone seen that like painting that's like a comic strip that has like planes flying across and they're shooting stuff? Anyone know that
9/11?
Oh, no.
I
was gonna make a lost joke, but no.
No, 9/11. Has anyone seen the like image, the painting that's like a red square, blue square, and a yellow square with black lines in between it?
I think I have seen.
Peter Max?
Wasn't that an Iron Man?
Wasn't that an Iron Man?
I'm pretty sure it was. Look, all right, Max,
lost?
you're basically you're explaining
Actually,
highbrow modern art to a bunch of cavemen. All right.
It's okay. Yeah. No, this is exactly what I expect.
This does not look like
fine.
loss.
Yeah. So basically, the idea of this is, look, we go red painting, and then he forgot halfway through what he was going to do with the other color series. Like, you know what? I'm just going to put them on the side. I'm going to be edgy with it. Because this is 1966. Everyone else has been drawing random shit the entire time. You know? They've been drawing, like, landscapes and people and, like, stuff that's real. And then this guy's like, I'm going to make an art. And it's a big red square with some yellow lines and blue line.
Guy saw your
How's that?
realistic impressionist painting and was like, boring.
Yeah. He was like, fuck that. Also,
You know
he
what?
was a Jewish artist and outspoken activist. This may come in important later. Just in case. Anyway, what were you going to say?
I was gonna say, looking at the painting now, I do want to punch my screen.
Oh,
It's working.
hold on to that feeling. So I may have lied a bit just now.
That wasn't
What?
the painting.
But this was not actually called Who's Afraid of Red, Yellow. This name the series. This is Red, Yellow, and Blue 1.
It all makes sense now.
There is
It's
an
like the
implication.
Yorktown, but paintings.
The greatest horror franchise you never knew existed.
Mhm. There's a lot Yeah. Now, to be fair, this was made as a series of paintings, but it's actually very fitting for how many there were. So, this, also, I hope you like the title, this is number 2 in the
Ghost
series.
Rushers.
Who you gonna call? Who you gonna scroll? Sorry. But yeah, as you can see, on brand, on theme, the painting, red, blue line, yellow line. How does this make you feel? What do you think when you see this painting? And imagine how big it is. It's about 4 meters tall by 2 meters long or something like that. And it's in an art museum.
Speak communist, I speak American.
Exactly. It's in a big art museum, and it's next to like a Rembrandt and like a cool picture of a dog. And they're like, this is also art. How does it make you feel?
It looks
Go ahead.
like a road, but like someone didn't really know what colors a road was, and so they were just like, "Fuck it, it's red."
I immediately thought of Frogger,
Hold on to
him crossing
that.
the road.
Rejected flag designs, and then what's it called? Money laundering. That's the
Yeah.
second thought.
You know what? Also, yeah, that's fair. Also, everyone in chat, your feelings are valid. You will understand soon. Your feelings of validity. To be fair, the second one in the series, not as dramatic. The first one kind of sets up the premise, Hey, red, yellow, blue. Who's afraid of red, yellow, and blue? And lots of artists of the time were like, oh, so riveting, so moving, blah, 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 blah. But it was causing a stir, and especially in certain people, because, they just didn't like this. Or maybe they did. Or maybe they hated it too much. Or maybe they thought it was too evocative. There were lots of feelings about this painting.
I'm pretty
and the
sure I've
series.
made exactly this image on accident in MS Paint.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on to that as well. So, this is the third image. Also, I hope you enjoyed the title. But yeah, so this one was actually one of the bigger ones. It was about, 2.5 meters tall and 5 meters long-ish.
Why do you keep saying nonsense?
Jake, relax. Jake, it's okay. It's about
making him angry.
60%. It's 60% of a first down by 30% of a first down.
So it's okay. Hold on. It's like 7.5 feet tall and like 15 feet long-ish. Is that
It's
better for you?
groundbreaking for it being a landscape painting, but like we're missing out on the yellow. Like we're getting even less yellow now.
I know you got less yellow. That's a lot less. Yeah,
It's 15 feet long.
it's quite big.
It's 70% of a first down by 30% of a first down.
I might have got my 3 feet to like a meter-ish wrong, but
I was gonna say because there's no way it's 3 feet to a meter. I mean, what the hell?
It is 3 feet to a meter.
Yep.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought that was yards.
Maybe.
Same thing,
I'm
basically.
fucking.
1 yard.
Bro, just tell me how many Minecraft blocks it is.
At least
One
40,
Minecraft block is
50.
1 meter.
Yeah, well, maybe 5 Minecraft blocks. 5 Minecraft blocks? 5 Minecraft blocks. That's it. Yeah. So, this is the second victim. I'm going to move on
times
from
it by
that
2.
question. Move on.
Go on.
So, this is the second victim, but the third painting. We'll see in a second. So
wait, he didn't just name them the same thing with different numbers at the end?
He did.
Well, those are Roman numerals.
Yeah.
No, but he called this one
This is the
second
first
victim.
victim. There is the second victim.
The third.
This is a note for you guys.
Second victim. The fourth painting's the first.
Yeah, the third painting is the second victim. The fourth painting is the first victim.
It's a story.
That
That makes
time.
me more annoyed than anything else.
I'm getting mad.
See, this is why it's art because it elicits an emotional reaction. This is exactly what he was playing into. That's why it's deep.
The voices in my head are winning.
Yes.
This looks like
Yes.
Colombia and Venezuela just minus the coat of arms on the flag.
Yeah, this one's the best flag design
Ooh,
so far.
hold on to that as well.
Oh dear.
You've accidentally predicted the future.
Yeah, so this is some of the evidence of the crime to these paintings. You see, horrific murder,
Ah, I see.
big scars.
Really. just
Whomst did have
brutal.
done this?
And
wipes.
wipes.
And wipes. Yeah, mainly we'll get into the specifics in a bit, but there's a lot of reasons why these may happen. And they're very weird.
Oh no.
And possibly anti-Semitic. They all came back to one thing: Attack on Titan Season 5.
Yeah,
Stop
right.
bringing it up.
Oh,
I'm not talking about it anymore.
Yeah. 3H. So, I'm going to set a little bit of context again. If you can see this very crusty image. So people were getting used to lots of things, if you imagine the time. You know, those color TVs were happening. Telephones, those are new things. People were like, I can talk to someone far away. Funk, metal, new music, and stuff like that. It was happening. They were like,
"Oh God, if you put desegregation as the next bullet point, I'm
comic
gonna-
books? Comic books? Or being bad, actually. Yeah. Minorities might be fine. Who knows?
Yeah, he did put it. Brilliant.
As a minority, I find this one to be in the future something that's great. But you know, we still have issue with it to this day. So people saw this shit and they lost their minds a little bit. Some of them got very emotional. But I have a question for you, I think. Yes. Why attack this piece of work in 1982? Now you had a lot of theories and things that made you feel. So does anyone want to think about why they might attack
Pablo
a piece
Escobar.
of artwork?
I
You know,
think
honestly,
all right.
not-
What does that-
artists,
What does that
That's a guess.
mean?
I think people don't realize that the artist kind of like rectified their mistake a little bit. They got enough yellow on there. They finally put enough yellow in the painting, but what they made would have been a very good red versus blue thing. But they didn't use blue on the right side. They used yellow.
So they just wanted it to be fixed.
So
They
it's
wanted the
red
blue
versus
to be
yellow.
Yeah.
Alright, but yeah,
You
something
know,
that
look,
someone has said
look,
also. Okay, go ahead.
It looks like the Colombian flag a little bit. Pablo
Hold on to
Escobar
that.
from South America. People don't know where he's actually from, so they assume it looks like South America, and therefore it's Pablo Escobar, and I want to stab him.
Now I want to shift your focus away from Pablo to the fact that this man, the person who made this, was Jewish, and also it was a more European country that think more European for the flags.
What part of Europe?
Middle.
Middle Europe.
you're not you're not
Middle
helping me because I don't know where in Europe any country is, and I don't know
yeah.
what the flag is.
Geography map back out, boys.
Yeah. So
Romania?
more west.
Shit, which way is west?
Okay, you've. Yeah, I
You're
don't know.
lucky I remember
Left.
the name.
None of these.
So you're very close. Now, to be fair, it doesn't actually look like a flag, but to someone it did.
Oh my god.
The first attack. It was by a guy called Nicholas Clear, who was frightened and disturbed and thought it was a perversion of the German flag.
Yeah.
But
He was
Oh.
like,
Bro
"Fuck
is
this
blind.
Yeah, I was gonna say he learned he's colorblind that day too.
yeah, that looks nothing like the German flag.
No, you don't. It's
No.
perverted. All right. They laid the flag down on its side and stretched it out. All right.
To be fair, there were two Germanys at this point.
Isn't
But yeah.
the German
Also,
flag black first anyway?
Yeah.
Also,
Yes.
hang on.
Nobody
This
liked
man-
East Germany.
Sideways, stretched, and folded.
This man is throwing a hissy fit over a flag that had only really existed for maybe 30 years.
Yeah.
Like, I'm 30 years ago, they did not have this flag. They had a different flag. Like,
Want to know the really funny aspect about that, by the way, then? Like,
what?
he attacked the part of the flag that is the color of the actual flag. Like,
Wait, is that an actual?
I think
image
this
of-
one might be an artistic depiction. Because
Yeah, but it was like that's actually the destruction of it, though. Like it was a big like knife slash. Through,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the right side on the yellow. Okay,
But it was
yeah, it is
also-
very symbolic.
But to be fair, because there were a lot of things were taken down, it was hit several times with a security barrier in a very rough manner, and then it had lots of pictures glued to it, including a caricature of Margaret Thatcher. Now that feels based to me for some reason, but I don't know what the fuck that implies generally in the grand context of these paintings. So already, the fourth painting in the series has sparked ire with a particular German student, and many others perhaps, who maybe this guy stood up and did what they were all scared to do, you know. Everybody was like, "This looks like the German flag, and I hate it." And someone needs to stand up for it because this is a perversion of our flag. And Joseph was the only one strong enough spiritually to do that.
I'm gonna
He left the
go.
voices one.
I'm gonna go down to Australia and destroy an Australian flag because it's a perversion of the UK flag.
No,
Peace. Great
you're
idea.
not even from the UK.
No, but I have to. Someone should take a stand, and you Brits clearly aren't. So
Skip D is also letting the voices win, just like Yosef here.
This flag really is inspiring anger. Holy.
So yeah, this is 1982. So also the main artist, I think, either just after or just before this, died. So he didn't even get to see any of these attacks.
Yeah,
People
as
just felt like, this makes me so fucking mad. And
I was
then
gonna
they-
say,
and then
as
they
an
did that.
artist, is this like the ultimate like vindication for you? Is like people told me that I couldn't inspire emotions with my artwork. Someone took a goddamn security barricade to my painting because they hated it so much.
Yeah, and then they glued Margaret Thatcher's face to it for some reason. It doesn't feel very well thought out, but this man didn't get put in prison. You know, this is the first level, the first stage, dawn of the first day. Let's go on to the second attack. Why attack this piece of work?
Easy, not enough yellow. Tyler already said.
Yeah, I would say the yellow fandom was not happy and wanted reparations.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Maybe
my real like headcanon here is that someone. All right, so someone's going to the fucking craft store or whatever, right? And they're like, man, you know, I gotta get my kids like art project done. They need to paint like the sun or something, right? They're like, man, I need red paint. This asshole came in and bought all of the red paint before they were able to like get their child's project done. And since that day, he's like, I swear to God, this guy, you know, I know he's an artist. If he ever gets anything published in a major gallery, I'm gonna be the first person in line to stab it.
Now, buying like basically child grade paint may come back around in this
Are
story.
you
But maybe not for the reason you think, but for a different reason. But yes, why would you want to attack this piece of work apart from, you know, it's besmirched your honor as a supportive parent?
It's a curtain that never opens. It's just red. I want to see what's behind it.
Just right. Yeah.
I would legitimately. So Manuel in the chat has said commies, and Ali says commie flag. I think legitimately it's just too red. People thought it was a communist psyop. When you look at it, you see communism. It's
Too
like
red is a good one.
it's rabbit
Roy
in a
G. Biv
snowfield,
was a
but it's
psyop.
communist in Russia. You know.
Imagine like an agent like yelling at a guy in an interrogation room or like a torture room or something, going like, "Who is Roy G. Biv? Who is he?" It's literally
It's
like,
like
Who is up?
That's so.
RGB.
That sounds just like the Friends of Dorothy thing. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Someone needs to make a Swag Academy on that. That time a bunch of
go.
FBI agents wasted taxpayer money trying to bust like a terrorist that was actually just gay people at clubs.
Yep.
classic
Yeah.
US.
But yeah, so Red's dead, baby. Gerard Jan van Bladeren, this mad lad. you're gonna,
My bladder's full.
we're gonna hold on to him for a while. So he comes in with a box cutter and creates a series of splashes along the painting. He was sentenced to 5 months in prison and showed no remorse ever about doing this attack. In fact, when he went in, he did the attack and waited for the security guards to take him out of the building and arrest him. Because
What a
he
shame.
went up and was like, I'm done with this. But yeah, apparently, this painting had got multiple complaints, messages, mail sent to the museum being like, I hate this so much. Outrage and disgust. Some people think this could be related to the fact that it's like not very like surrealist or realist focused, which is a big like Nazi Germany art movement kind of thing. And this guy was Jewish, so people would link that with that. But also, lots of people were like, this is a big red painting next to some of the greatest paintings in history, and I think that's dumb. So, it's,
I mean,
you know, the jury's technically out.
I can't really fault that logic. Like honestly, it's like you know, you're being in a positive attitude when you eat food makes the food taste better. Like if you're seeing a giant red painting next to, you know, a Monet or something, like soft flowers in a field, and then you come over here and the fucking doom music starts playing in your head.
Yeah. And also I want to go back to the context thing, because people had just seen like art and flowers in places, and they're just confronted with big red, and it's like they're like, I feel a way about this.
I feel wronged somehow.
You know, it's
Feel
starting to make sense now why the first attacker put Margaret Thatcher on the painting now. If it was so big, he just wanted something else to look at.
Yeah. I wanted to get this picture in as well, because there's a guy, to give you a bit of context on how big this picture is, because it's big. It's a big painting. But
Sorry.
yeah.
I'm just
go ahead.
imagining like him in court with the Punisher, like, hell, I loved it.
I
do it
loved it.
again.
I loved it.
Wait,
There's this.
I loved it. I'll do it again. Hold on to that.
This guy. Before we move on, I just want to say one last thing. This guy was put in prison for 5 months. He was put in prison for a completely non-violent offense. They were begging for an opportunity to let him out of jail, and he was standing his ground. He was like, "No, I will not express any remorse. I will show up to no parole hearings. I will do nothing of the sort. I committed a crime." And you need to hold me for it.
Yeah. I will do my time. Yeah. I know what I've done. My ancestors smile upon me. Can you say the same?
Can you say the same?
But yeah. So, now we have a little bit of an interlude. Because they needed to restore this painting. They were like, fuck.
Oh man, Daft
it's
Punk
been
lyrics.
broken.
Jake is at attention now.
This isn't just Daft Punk lyrics. This is technically Deus Ex quoting. I didn't ask for this. So, after 1991, after the attack, an artist named Gold Raya, which sounds like a Bond villain, sets to restoring the work. And people think it's so bad that the painting had been destroyed twice. First during the attack and again during the restoration. This is why, in a pretentious way, you may say that this painting has been destroyed 4 times. Because... there's been 4 cases of violence against this series of art because one guy fucked up repainting it so bad that people hated it. Which you would think is difficult because it's a big red painting.
What if he didn't repaint it? What if he put in like orange or something instead, or like green?
Now, think back to before when I mentioned the paint, the child paint. This may come up soon.
They not use like red 40, like the approved red 40, or
so the paintings are oil paintings, and oil paintings are very specific, very big. You know, there's a lot of different. We're working with oil paintings and acrylics and blah blah blah. Lots of different ways you can paint stuff, and it is more expensive for one, but also requires a different kind of touch. It's basically fancier and more expensive paint, and if you're pretentious about it, you can be like, oh, you know, it's a higher quality and you can do more of it. And technically that's true, but also, paint what you want. It's 2023. It's current year. Do whatever the fuck you want about. But yeah, Gold Raya's like, these guys hired me to restore this thing. And now I'm being defamed because people hate it. I want to sue for $125 million in damages for my reputation. And then outside of court, they settled for $1 million, which is not as much. But it's still like a lot. It's still so much money that this guy got because people were mad and said that his painting was bad. To be fair, legitimately, of a big red painting, there's not much you can do with that, personally. But, you know.
I mean, he found a way. He found a way to make a bad painting worse, apparently.
Yeah.
Pretty skillful.
You couldn't even maybe use a slightly darker or lighter shade of red, maybe make a design or something. Well,
this
had opportunity.
This is the thing, because 20 years later, they had forensics as they did at the time that in the settlement they kept quiet. But then for some reason the courts in Sweden or Switzerland or wherever this painting was being held were told to release the documents, release the papers. You want to see the tax returns?
Blue and yellow files.
Yeah. The people need to know. And apparently, this guy literally had just come up with basically acrylics and child paint and had repainted it. Much like a child with big paint rollers and just went across it and was like, it's done. $400,000, please. And then they were like, what? So yeah, he quite literally had artistically kind of destroyed the original work and painted over all of the top of it. He hadn't fixed the painting. He had basically just repainted the red bit all over again. Which seems like more work, weirdly. And honestly, people got so mad about it. But also I have to keep in context that back then they didn't even know what Modern Warfare was. So they don't really have like a level. They're like, I feel like maybe we're
Modern
all
Warfare 1, 2, or 3.
sensitive. Yeah,
The remakes are the remakes of the original.
yeah, exactly. They don't even have a. They aren't even desensitized to the point that we are. You know.
They call them the
All of this
classics,
seems
by
like
the
so
way.
low level to me. I've seen people get their brain blown out of their goddamn skull. In Mortal Kombat, of course.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
What the fuck?
And that's my art that I've had from my childhood. And now these guys had big red painting on wall. And that was the thing that made them mad. So our contexts are different. But this is still wild to me, all the way down. So yeah, this is between the kind of next attack. So, does anyone want to guess which painting gets attacked?
The first one.
I hope it's the second victim.
Why attack this piece of work again
What?
in 1997?
Yeah!
Yeah.
Stop!
yellow fandom.
He's already dead!
The yellow fandom does not get the appreciation it
Why
deserves.
attack this piece of work again? Why go back for it? Why did someone do this? Why would someone go for it again?
One last
Can you
job.
at least give us a bone? Was it for the same reason? Like, did they get mad again?
Hey,
I mean,
Yeah,
I would assume they were mad.
They had a Kobe Bryant moment where they said, "Job's not done.
Yeah.
Job's not done.
Yeah.
Gotta keep going."
yeah. So to me, this is the wildest. This is the wildest part of this story. This attack specifically is bizarre in its mundanity and also ineptitude. So does anyone have any particular guesses, or do you want us to go straight through?
Did
He
the guy
does
come
always
back
win.
for round 2?
This whole story's a shitpost.
Same guy.
my guess.
Fine. I tell you why. All right, because this had been restored at this point, or restored air quotes. By now, is that correct?
Yes, it had been
Okay.
restored by this
I
point.
think someone wanted to preserve the original sanctity, and it being destroyed was part of the story of this painting at this point. So how could someone have the audacity to try and change its story by making it as though the attack had never happened? That's my guess. Someone wanted to make sure that the story of the painting was preserved.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good. That's pretty close. So, Jan Van Van. What's his name? Hold on, let me go back. Gerard Jan Van Bladeren. He's back. This guy, he comes back. This motherfucker, he's in prison, and then afterwards, he hears it's been restored, and he calls the museum boss and says he isn't happy, and he will be back to make amends.
Gotta send the military.
What a call
And
out.
this is the old museum boss. And then this old museum boss, he notes it to his successor. He was like, hey, this guy said this, and he probably will attack again at some point.
Hey, before you start, this guy sent in a bomb thread. He did it before, but
Yeah.
It's like John Wick. It's like, oh shit, he's coming for us.
Holy fuck, it's Jason Bourne.
Now what I think of is now I see instead of the Van do whatever guy being the Punisher at the table is like no.
Yeah, somehow Gerard Jan Van Bladeren has returned.
My God.
Just like Darth Sidious. But yeah, he just walks back in to the building
mean-
in 1997.
The man's
Almost-
holding a knife. Like, at the very least, we can assume he's holding a knife. I'm an art security guard. There's no
Yeah.
way I'm getting in this guy's way. Like, I know that he's just gonna cut up the painting and then drop the knife and put his hands over his head, like Seven style. Like, like someone's gonna arrest him. So
Now, what do you think these guys had done to make sure this didn't happen again?
I hope it's absolutely nothing.
He made another one.
I think they put up one of those like fancy fake fences that you could just crawl underneath.
So, this threat is not taken seriously or prepared for. But when he comes back, he can't find the fucking painting he was looking for.
What?
No, they did nothing. and he could not find the painting in the building.
My man rolled a critical failure on actually attacking the painting.
He came in for one reason, and he just could not find it. He was like, this building, man, I don't understand this layout. It's like a dang spaceship up in here. So instead of that, he finds just another painting in the building that just happened to be there, and attacks that instead.
Well, which painting? Was it part of the series at least?
His character motivation was just shot altogether at that point.
Yeah. So this one has more legs as being a hate crime because the painting itself is kind of like, it was made to like commemorate the Holocaust and the kind of like Jewish people of the war, you know. Do you want to guess what it looks like?
I have no idea.
Oh no!
It better not be a victim. I'd be so.
Is it gonna be
pissed.
3 colors? Or are we gonna have a 4th one?
Ooh, 3 colors is a bold.
Bold guess. Oh,
Bold
boy.
guess.
I'm just gonna guess it's a swastika straight up.
You want to pump those numbers way down.
Oh,
Is that?
Technically 1 color, actually.
Hey, there's a white there too.
I
And so yeah,
guess.
this is what it looks like after the attack.
Oh, I like this one more. There's at least texture to the blue. Like, come on,
I think it's
guy.
just because blue is a calming color.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hey, they did the smear of
Blue's a-
different blue.
Blue's a common color, but it made him very angry. Clearly,
He was already angry. You can't blame
No,
the
yeah.
painting. for
Hold
that.
on. Have you seen what he was angry
I
at?
got it. It was
Look at this.
opposite day.
He's mad. He's mad at this.
Man hates singular colors.
Yes. So yeah.
Just going through all the points in it. This motherfucker.
This
It's just like, holy
motherfucker.
shit.
He came back. He called them up and was like, "I'm not happy. I will be back to make amends to this restoration." And also, one of the wildest thing was he wasn't happy with the restoration. And from everything I've kind of like read and kind of researched about this, it made it sound like he thought that the painting had been besmirched by this restoration. Like he was defending this painting's honor because the
here's this
restoration was so
guy's-
bad.
After fighting it in combat, he developed a respect.
Yeah.
This man was like the Gary Oak to this painting, and he couldn't believe that someone would try to make it seem as though they had never fought
Yeah.
in combat.
Yeah. He was upset. He was distressed. So yeah. So this is basically the full summary of that bit, because I kind of skimmed over most of the details, just in case anyone wants a little look.
Who's
but yeah.
afraid? Mr. Gerard Jan Van Madman Blanderen is afraid. That's who.
My bladder full man.
Yeah. But look, yeah, after creating the slashes, he again expressed no remorse and waited for security to remove him. You are exactly correct.
Yep.
But this time they didn't hire a random guy to repaint it with, like, crayons. They just kind of, like, they actually did it, and were prepared just in case this happened again. They weren't prepared to stop a guy from breaking this thing, but they were prepared
to restore it.
to restore it, yeah.
I mean, it's cheaper just to repair a solid color than it is to hire another security guard. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So now you know and can answer who's afraid of red, yellow, and blue.
That guy.
Germans and Nazis, apparently.
Mr. Van Blam Blam Blam
Van
Blam
damn,
Blam.
goddamn Jan Van Blanderen.
Mr. Doug Dimmadam, Dimmadam,
The Madame.
Dimmadam.
Well,
Yeah. So yeah. Who's afraid of red, yellow, and blue? That's it. There you go. That's the end of that.
thank you, Max. I was very curious.
That was it.
I was very curious when I saw that come in from Manuel, because I looked up the paintings and I just skimmed that they had been attacked, and I did not understand at all why somebody would have the gall to attack a painting, let alone twice, let alone just give up and attack a completely unrelated painting.
Yeah. This was attacked 3 times. Pretentiously 4 times it was destroyed, if you want to be like, this random guy called Govray also fucked up this painting.
What a G.